everyone, I'm Syed and welcome to Shoolini Spotlight. Today we are joined by Dr. Nideesh Yadav, expert in Yoga and Ayurveda. In this episode, we will explore how these ancient sciences can help us lead healthier, happier, and more balanced lives. Let's begin. Sir, welcome to Shoolini Spotlight.
Thank you.
So the question is, sir, the yoga is celebrated now worldwide, and it's not about only the physical exercise, or many people think about this is about the only physical exercise. So how would you explain these things, sir?
Sayedji, yoga is not merely the exercise, but I must say that yoga is not exercise. Yoga is something beyond that. If it would have been exercise, then it's a confusing thing. Basically, what yoga is a connection of you with yourself. And you is the physical body, and yourself is your subtle existence. So, there's a term. This yoga comes from a word yuj in Sanskrit dhatu that is called as. That means combination. When you are connected to yourself, and just to understand this, I have to say one thing that first of all, one has to understand the three, level of existence of biological identity. Like we are a human being, so human being have three dimensions of existence. One is the gross existence, which we all see. That is the combination of cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems. And second one is the conscious mind and the subtle existence, which are our component, but they are not gross. That cannot be understood with the naked eyes, right? Like the vital energy, huh? Like the pranic energy, or the mind, or the intellect, or the consciousness. So they are also our part, but they are not gross. Third dimension also we have, you know, and that is the causal body. So I'm not going deeper into that, but I must say that if you understand our two level of existence, then this is our duty as a human body, as a human being, to understand these two components, as well as let them to unite and to proceed in our life with dual existence. Otherwise, what happens that an individual understands that only this I am the human body. And how to understand that, I would like to give an example. जैसे मैं कहूँ कि ये मेरी उंगली है, मैं कहूँ कि ये मेरा पेन है, मैं कहूँ कि ये मेरा चश्मा है, वैसे ही ये मेरा हाथ है, ये मेरा सर है, ये मेरा शरीर है. तो मैं क्या हूँ? ये जो मैं है, यही सटल एग्जिस्टेंस है. You can say it as a pranic energy, vital energy, or intellect, or fun. So yoga is a practice, it's a tool जो कि आपकी ग्रॉस बॉडी, जिससे कि हम सब कुछ काम कर रहे हैं, वो और जो करवा रहा है. अगर मैं ये हाथ हिला पा रहा हूँ तो बिकॉज ऑफ माई कॉन्शियसनेस. मैं अगर यहाँ बैठे बोल रहा हूँ तो मेरा मन है, तभी मैं बोल रहा हूँ. अगर मन नहीं होगा तो ये शरीर हमारा कार्य नहीं कर सकता. तो मेरी एफिशिएंसी, मेरा आउटपुट, वो सब एक कॉन्जुगेट आउटकम है ऑफ द फिजिकल एग्जिस्टेंस एंड द सटल एग्जिस्टेंस. अगर ये दो हमारे शरीर के दो दो पहिए हैं, अगर एक साथ नहीं चलेंगे तो हमारी वी कैन नॉट कंप्लीट आवर टास्क. तो हमारी एफिशिएंसी इसमें है कि हमारी बॉडी और हमारा माइंड या इंटेलेक्ट दोनों साथ रहें. सो योगा इज अ टूल टू कनेक्ट दीज बोथ, राइट. हाँ, यहाँ तक मैं ये भी कहता हूँ कि योग जो है, दिस ऑल्सो बी अंडरस्टूड, कैन बी अंडरस्टूड एज वैदिक साइकोलॉजी. ओके. सो योग हमारे दोनों लेवल ऑफ एग्जिस्टेंस को जोड़ने वाला एक टूल है.
Wonderful explaining, sir. Also, we got to know that you are expert in not only yoga but also in Ayurveda.
Yeah.
So, the next question is, yoga. Many people often say that yoga is like awakening to closer to the God, or awakening our mindset. So, is it really true that yoga make us to closer to the God?
Sure. as I have already explained, that I have explained the two level of existence of yours: the gross, the subtle, and the third dimension also exists. That our modern science don't know about that, and that is the level of existence. Like you have you, whoever you may be. This is your body.
Yeah.
There must be your intellect.
Yes.
But there's a question that why you are here in this very body only? Why I am in this body only? Why not you have taken this body and I have not taken yours body? So what had made you to compel to get this very body? So this is the level of third level of existence, and that is also called as causal body, the कारण शरीर. तो अगर हिंदी में हम कहें तो हमारी जो एक किसी भी जीव की, सिर्फ मनुष्य की नहीं, किसी भी जीव के तीन आयाम होते हैं: भौतिक आयाम, सूक्ष्म आयाम, या जो कहूँ स्थूल आयाम, सूक्ष्म आयाम और कारण आयाम. तो वो कारण क्या है जिसकी वजह से मैंने ये शरीर प्राप्त किया है? वो है इस सृष्टि. इस सृष्टि की शक्ति, वही ईश्वर है जो सृष्टि को चलाता है. तो उससे भी कनेक्टिविटी अगर आपको पानी है तो देयर इज ऑल्सो योगा इज द ओनली टूल टू कनेक्ट ऑल ऑफ योर डायमेंशंस, द ग्रॉस डायमेंशन, द सटल डायमेंशन एंड द कॉजल डायमेंशन. For that you have to have an insight full of sightedness. It's not foresightedness, it's an insightfulness, and that comes with mindfulness. So yoga is a tool for that. Even yoga says that the concept of ईश्वर has also been explained. ईश्वर को भी बहुत अच्छी तरीके से योग में इसी तारतम्य में, धार्मिक संदर्भ में नहीं, इसी तारतम्य में समझाया गया है. महर्षि पतंजलि जो कि योग फिलॉसफी, योग दर्शन के प्रणेता हैं, ही स्टेट्स दैट क्लेश कर्म विपाक आशैर्य परामृष्टः पुरुष विशेषः ईश्वर. एंड आई चैलेंज, no text, I found hardly those texts were explained specifically the term Ishwar or the God. But Yoga Sutra, the philosophy of yoga, the fundamental text of yoga, explains Ishwar in this terminology. What it says, that a person, an identity, a biological identity, it is not a human being, any biological identity who has escaped himself from klesha. Klesh means dukkha, and the karma originated from that very klesh, karma. Then the outcome of that, vipaka, klesha, karma, vipaka, ashya, and the surroundings which provokes all these three, they are the ashya. द पर्सन, जो व्यक्ति अपने आप को इन सब से परामृष्ट कर लेता है, अपरामृष्ट कर लेता है, अलग करता है, वह पुरुष विशेष ही ईश्वर है. और यही वो श्लोक है, यही वो सूत्र है जिसको पढ़ने के बाद मेरे ईश्वर संबंधी बहुत सारी भ्रांतियां समाप्त हुई, और शायद योग के क्षेत्र में आने का, पदार्पण होने का मेरा भी व्यक्तिगत कारण यही एक सूत्र था. तो जो ईश्वर है, मतलब वो एक व्यवहारात्मक बिहेवियरल एस्पेक्ट्स को भी स्पेसिफाई करते हैं, दैट हाउ वन शुड बी. और यही, जब तक हम इसे फॉलो नहीं करेंगे, वी कैन नॉट कनेक्ट आवर फिजिकल एग्जिस्टेंस टू आवर सटल एग्जिस्टेंस एंड द कॉजल एग्जिस्टेंस. सो फ्रॉम देयर द जर्नी स्टार्ट्स एंड आई शुड नॉट से एंड्स अप, but reaches up to the experiential component of your existence, that is Atma, and that is a core component of Paramatma, the Supreme, that is the God. So this is how you can connect your cosmic energy with the cosmic energy of the universe.
Sir, we are living now in 20s, and all of we are now, the change is called the term. So in this generation, people usually get burnout, they get anxiety, they get depression, everything. So how can yoga help to maintain mental well-being or to reduce this mental disease?
It's quite obvious. I must say that yoga only can help you out from these very situations, because they have various techniques to control the consciousness, right? Because nowadays mental well-being is of utmost of importance. So yoga is a tool that gives, yoga has all the practices which reduces down the, you know, stress, you see. What stress is? For me, stress is nothing but speed. I should simplify the concept of stress. So whenever you have speed, you are under stress. Like a bike remains under stress when it is exceeding beyond 80 kilometer per hour. Similarly, if your thought process are, accelerating beyond your threshold level of your mental, you know, threshold, it becomes a stress. So this yoga supports to, accelerate your engine beyond that very threshold, and also it gives you a break to your thought process. So a person who can regulate his thought process should not come under stress, but a person who cannot able to regulate his thought process may come under stress. So yoga is a tool through which you can regulate your thought process, and this is how you can regulate your stress level.
Wonderful, sir. Like you have explained in very well. So, sir, from the Gen Z's stress, let's come out the, there is a lot of news came out every year after university, college, or school level examination. We heard some unfortunate news
Hmm.
that they have given their own life. So
Um,
it's very unfortunate news for us. So how can yoga help to build the resilience and build a good student life actually?
Yeah, it's a big question for our social, reforms nowadays. The thing is that uh, now the people are calculating the level of their success only with the materialistic outcomes of their own, right? Achieving something like that. But somehow people could not able to understand their own capacities. So if I can understand my capacities and accordingly I am fortunate for the achievements accordingly, that may not lead to stress. But we are in some race, something like that. It seems that we are in a race of achieving something which is beyond our capacity, something like that. So I must say that we have to consider our capacities, inherent capacities, and accordingly we have to decide our aims and objectives. My first answer is that. Secondly, if we are aiming something, so the success depends upon our inherent capacities. So yoga can enhance your inherent capacities, your physical capacities, your mental capacities, your social capacities, right? To upgrade them up. Okay, up to the extent so that with the help of that you can achieve your achievements easily, right? Like people could not, like people who are studying, they have a question of memorizing, remembering, and retaining the information in their brain. At the same time, their whole brain cells are occupied with other things also. So let it be free, and then you have to accumulate the information only whatever is required. मेरे गुरुजी ने कभी मुझसे कहा था कि निदेश, यदि कोई आपके पास भिक्षा का पात्र लेकर के भिक्षा मांगने आता है और उसका भिक्षा का पात्र पहले से ही भरा हुआ है, तो उसमें मैं भिक्षा कैसे दे सकता हूँ? कहने का अर्थ यह है कि यदि वो भिक्षा का पात्र मेरा मन स्थिति, मेरा मस्तिष्क है, और उसमें पहले से ही बहुत सारा ज्ञान भरा हुआ है, यदि उसमें से हम और ज्ञान डालने की चेष्टा भी करेंगे तो वो उसके अंदर समाहित नहीं हो सकता। इसलिए छात्रों से मेरा पहला निवेदन ये है कि पहली बात तो अपने इस पात्र को उन्हें खाली करना आना चाहिए, और उसके अंदर अनावश्यक जो इंफॉर्मेशंस हैं वो नहीं होनी चाहिए। जैसे आपका मोबाइल है, उसमें बहुत सारी एप्स और फाइल्स ऑलरेडी हैं, तो आपके काम की फाइल्स उसमें डाउनलोड नहीं हो सकती हैं अनटिल अनलेस यू डिलीट एंड यू मेक सम स्पेस इन योर हार्ड डिस्क। इसी को हम आजकल एक नया शब्द देना शुरू किया है, फॉरगेटफुलनेस। डिमेंशिया इज डिफरेंट थिंग, बट फॉरगेटफुलनेस इज दिस इज नॉट कर्स। ये एक आशीर्वाद है जिसको भूलना आता है। भूलने का मतलब, हाँ, आई हैव अ कैपेसिटी टू डिलीट द इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम माई mind, so that I can get more and reasonable, reliable, and important information in my brain.
All right, sir. Sir, when the smartphone came into our life, not only the young people, we have seen the old people also are very much, attract and using phone since from 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, like just continuously they are using phone. Not only the young people, old people as well.
Mm-hmm.
So from that they have some lack of physical movements,
Activities.
activities and other stuff. Also they become stressed, they have some poor sleep schedule and everything. So what some normal activity you want to recommend them of yogas?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल देखिए, जैसे भी कोई टूल होता है ना, कोई गैजेट होता है, तो उसका इफेक्टिव एंड एफिशिएंट यूज होना चाहिए। इवन यदि अमृत भी मेरे पास है और उस अमृत का भी पान मैं आवश्यकता से अधिक कर लूं तो वो भी विष बन जाता है, ठीक है। और विष को भी यदि एक समुचित मात्रा में ग्रहण किया जाए तो वो अमृत बन जाता है। तो इसलिए किसी गैजेट को उचित अनुचित सही गलत कहना ये सारगर्भित नहीं होगा। मेरा मानना ये है कि ये भी एक हमारे सहायता के लिए सहायतार्थ एक उपकरण है, और इस उपकरण को अपनी आवश्यकता अनुसार हमें इसे उपयोग करना चाहिए, ठीक है। आवश्यकता से यदि किसी भी चीज़ को करेंगे तो आपके लिए अहितकारी होगा। तो उसको जितनी आवश्यकता है उतना उपयोग करने के बाद अपनी जो जीवनचर्या की, शरीर की, समाज की, परिवार की जो जिम्मेदारियां हैं उस पर हमें समाहित होना चाहिए। और उसके लिए भी आवश्यकता पड़े तो वो सूचना के लिए या उसके लिए उसका उपयोग किया जा सकता है। अन्यथा तो मैंने आपको पहले ही बोल दिया है कि यदि अमृत को भी मात्रा से अधिक ग्रहण किया जाए तो वो भी विष समान होता है।
Sir, these days we have seen many people are getting diabetics or normal disease that was very rarely earlier. Now they are getting these things very easily. Even the serious illness, cancer is very common now in our life days. Also, before we have seen the people, they are living 90s years, 100 years, 101 years, 120 years. We have seen this much years they are living their life. So now it's becoming very less. So how can Ayurveda or yoga can remove these things from our life?
Well question. uh, I must say, first of all, we have to understand what exactly disease is. So as you say, WHO also says that health is not merely the absence of disease. सिर्फ बीमारी का ना होना ही स्वास्थ्य नहीं है। आयुर्वेद says that समदोषः समाग्निश्च समधातु मलक्रियः प्रसन्नात्मेन्द्रिय मनः स्वस्थित्य विधीयते. This is the definition given in Ayurveda nearly 10,000 years before, and this definition even exists, you know, ये अभी भी शाश्वत है. You cannot change this anything. और ये आज भी उतनी ही उपयोगी और सारगर्भित है। इसका अर्थ ये कि हमारे शरीर में जो भी दोष है, दोष का मतलब रहता है कि दोष इज नॉट डिजीज हियर, दोष मीन्स हियर वात पित्त कफ, राइट। एंड धातु, रस, रक्त, मांस, मेद, अस्थि, मज्जा, शुक्र जो हमारे कंपोनेंट है, ये सारी चीजें, इवन द वेस्ट विच वी अंडरस्टैंड, मल, मूत्र, पुरीश, स्वेद, ये सब हमारे शरीर के एसेंशियल कंपोनेंट्स हैं। जब तक ये सारे के सारे कंपोनेंट्स एक इक्विलिब्रियम में रहते हैं तब तक हम हेल्दी हैं, और जैसे ही इनका इक्विलिब्रियम डिस्टर्ब होता है वैसे वी आर डिजीज्ड. Even the life has well explained in Ayurveda. What is life? It says शरीरेन्द्रिय सत्वात्म संयोगो धारी जीवितम नित्यगानुबंधस्य पर्याय आयुर्वेद उच्यते. This shlok clearly explains what is life. Life also has two components. It's a chronological age and it's a qualitative age. So whatever Ayurveda explained, it's a qualitative age. And the qualitative age itself resembles health. Okay? So पुराने ज़माने में लोग नेचर और शरीर के साथ रहते थे, तो इसलिए इनका ये जो कॉम्बिनेशन था, इनका जो इक्विलिब्रियम था, ये इसमें लॉन्गेटिविटी थी, इसलिए उनकी आयु लंबी चलती थी. आज आहार, निद्रा और ब्रह्मचर्य, आयुर्वेद कहता है कि ये तीन स्टैंड्स हैं जिन स्टैंड्स के ऊपर हमारी लाइफ डिपेंडेंट है. और आप देखिए कि जिनसे आप कंपेयर कर रहे हैं पुराने ज़माने और आज के ज़माने में, उनका आहार और आज का आहार, उनकी निद्रा, स्लीप और आज की स्लीप, उनका ब्रह्मचर्य और आज का ब्रह्मचर्य, जितना डिफरेंस है उतने ही डिफरेंस आ चुका है आपकी लॉन्गेटिविटी में. यदि आज भी इन 3 चीज़ों को इन अकॉर्डेंस टू नेचर हम जितना भी कोऑर्डिनेट कर पाएंगे, उतनी हमारी लाइफ आज भी बढ़ सकती है, इसमें कोई संशय नहीं है। आप देखेंगे, आप अगर पहाड़ों पे जाएंगे, हिमाचल प्रदेश, उत्तराखंड के उन पहाड़ों पर जहाँ आज भी लोग नेचर के साथ जी रहे हैं, वहाँ आज भी लोग 115, 120 साल, 100 साल आराम से वहाँ जी रहे हैं, क्योंकि उनकी आहार, निद्रा, ब्रह्मचर्य अकॉर्डिंग टू नेचर, जिस हैबिटेट में वो रह रहे हैं उस हैबिटेट के अकॉर्डिंगली है दे आर लिविंग विद द नेचर. दिस इज द आंसर.
So you mean nature, the life, and God, everything is connected with each other.
Exactly.
And also, if we do yoga, this may help us to more closer to the God.
Yoga is a tool to connect all these three.
All right, sir. Fantastic for our audience as well, sir. Sir, diet plays a very vital role in health. According to you, what are the 5 best foods to everyone should consume?
A very critical question this is. First of all, we have to understand that each human body is not same, right?
Exactly, sir.
We all are different body mechanisms, different compositions, and to understand this composition, we have, this is called as prakriti. Prakriti means a specific composition of your existence. Like I can see you, I can say that you are, in the terminology of Ayurveda, you are Vat prominent, right? So accordingly, you have to maintain your this configuration. So the food which is compatible to maintain your this composition is good for you. I am Vat Kafaj. So all the food items which are Vat Kafaj and which can maintain my Prakriti are good for me. So this is a science we have to understand. But a common man, if don't want to go deeper into this very aspect, he has to understand one thing. There's a principle, simple principle, that wherever he is living, he had to eat the food items produced in that very specific habitat, because nature is same for both of them. So the person who is living where, and the vegetables and fruits and other food items which are being grown at that very place only, they are compatible to the existing or living nature. So if we consume the local foods, right, the natural foods, the fresh foods, they are good for health. One more thumb rule I would like to give, कि जो आहार जितनी जल्दी खराब होता है, जितनी जल्दी खराब होता है, पेरिश होता है, वो उतना ही नेचुरल है, और जो आहार जितनी देर तक रह सकता है, वो उतना ही नॉन नेचुरल है. मैंने ये नहीं कहा कि वो अननेचुरल है, राइट? जैसे आप देखिए, दूध बहुत जल्दी खराब हो जाता है, ठीक है ना? और जिन कीट, जो वनस्पतियाँ या जो सब्जियाँ, फल, फ्रूट बिना पेस्टिसाइड्स, इंसेक्टिसाइड्स के उत्पन्न होते हैं, भी जल्दी खराब हो जाते हैं, राइट? और जो जिसमें पेस्टिसाइड्स ज़्यादा होते हैं, वो अधिक दिन तक रुक जाते हैं. तो अर्ली पेरिशेबल food items are more natural, more sattvic, and they are more compatible to the body. तो फर्स्ट थंब रूल कि आप जहाँ पर रहते हैं वहीं के लोकल फूड आइटम्स को लें. दूसरा, फ्रेश फ्रूट्स लें. फ्रेश का मतलब ये है कि वरना वो जल्दी से खराब होने वाला है. वो बोले.
Wonderful, sir. Sir, like young age people, those who want to do yoga, so is it necessary to do every day, like, or they can do often as well?
It depends. Do you have bike or car?
I had bike, sir.
So if you want to maintain the efficacy of that very bike, what would you like to prefer? कि उसको हम रोज साफ करें, या कभी कभी साफ करें, या साल में साफ करें, या उसको मेंटेन करें?
Every day, sir.
So it's a maintaining mechanism. As much as you will maintain yourself, that will be your longevity. So do yoga daily. And I would like to add one thing more. People understand that yoga is only physical exercise. It's not like that. Yoga starts with internal cleansing, psychological cleansing, physiological cleansing. First of all, if you have not cleansed yourself from inside, अगर आप अपनी गाड़ी में अंदर के कार्बोरेटर को साफ ना कराओ बाइक में, सिर्फ ऊपर से ही पानी मार के और अच्छे से पोंछते रहो तो क्या गाड़ी की लाइफ अच्छी होगी? नहीं।
From
आप
inside also.
एग्जैक्टली पहले तो अंदर से साफ होना। एक बार को ऊपर से आप सफाई मत करो, उससे गाड़ी की लाइफ में इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। लेकिन कार्बोरेटर का साफ होना, चेन में ग्रीजिंग होना, राइट, जहाँ पहिया मूव कर रहा है वहाँ पर ग्रीसिंग ऑयलिंग होना इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट। So
Exactly,
yoga
sir.
also starts with internal cleansing. So I prefer, if you want to reduce down your stress, if you want to enhance your mental capacities, one has to perform Jalaneti daily, because Jalaneti is a practice, right, which cleanses your cranial region. And today, in today's era, all the problems are originating from the head. Even you have might have listened that all the diseases are psychophysiological in nature. So anyhow, the West is also accepting that the cause of the disease emerges from the mind and brain. And how to cleanse that? Only yoga and Ayurveda has a practice called as neti karma or nasya to cleanse this very head. And all is said is that um, कपाल शोधिनी चैव दिव्य दृष्टि प्रदायिनी जत्रूर्ध जात रोगौंद नेति राशु लिहंती च. The Hatha test says that this neti practice cleanses the whole cranial region, and it gives a perception, a high resolution perceptions to an identity. And if you have this very capacity, I think your threshold will increase of your mental capacities, okay, so that you can do much more through your mind, and you can reduce down your stress as well.
I hope this answer will push to our young people to do yoga every day, sir.
Especially
Also,
neti.
sir, with the increasing the popularity of social media or YouTube video, many people want to do yoga from these platforms. So, is it really safe to do yoga from these platforms?
Good question. Personally, if I say, this should not be recommended, because uh, the fundamental understanding of people is that we are doing only exercise. That's why they are comfortable doing things on online. But I says that this has a subtle impact. So the yoga has to be done only under the supervision or direct supervision of an expert. And that's why so many researchers have also been discarded through intervention being given through online media. But people are doing because of some because of the lack of time and all these things. So this is a manipulation, but I recommend preferably that the yoga has to be done under the physical guidance of a expert or a guru.
Right, sir. From the viewers, they will get to know that how they have to do yoga. Also, sir, we came to the final question, sir. Sir, just give one message to our viewers that how they can lead their healthy life, a good mental well-being life, and a good physical shape with some 2 3 more yoga practices that you would have to recommended them.
Okay. So I preferably say that any individual, either youth or old or male or female, they have the metabolic disorders basically, they have the mental stresses, and they have a postural deformities. So for that, I'll recommend first of all to start with Kapalbhati. This will regulate the whole digestive process as well as the metabolism. Second, the Vajrasana. Vajrasana is good for digestive mechanism again. Secondly, the Tadasana, so that the proper alignment of the body should be there. And backward bending is very important, because most of the people are driving, writing on the laptop with a curve. So the Ushtrasana, the backward bending, is very important, along with Sutneti. I have already said to you, Sutneti, and uh, two pranayams, the Anulom Vilom and Bhastrika. Anulom Vilom will balance your both hemisphere of the brain, right brain and left brain, for better brain activities, as well as Bhastrika for lung capacities to enhance the immunity. So I have covered the metabolism, immunity, the brain activity, stress, and cleansing. So once again, I should repeat the Kapalabhati practice, Kapalabhati Kriya, and then Tadasana, Vajrasana, Ushtrasana for backward bending, and Anulom Vilom for brain, and Bhastrika for lung capacity. This will be sufficient. Along with Neti, I have already explained.
Wonderful, sir. Hope the viewers will get a lot of things, get to know of yoga from this conversation. And also, I'm just welcoming you to coming here at the Shoolini Spotlight.
Thank you.